Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellency Consul of UAE, Honorable Judges and respected audience. Today has afforded us a distinct opportunity to express our thoughts and get into the millennials of history, of reassessing our understanding of the Islamic history of achievements, the richest example of unification, tolerance and equitable justice system. My fellow citizens, it is a moment of great pride that we have come together to share the common legacy and discuss a noble cause. To reach the new horizons of reconnecting with Islamic history of paramount legal importance, which is the milestone of Charter of Medina. It was indeed a greatest embodiment of the concept of equality, constitutionalism and justice. It is like a lamp glowing in age of lawfulness and guided by the most bright vision of the Prophet, peace be upon him. It provided for unity, faith, discipline, resolution, tranquility and peace, and a commitment to abide by the principles of brotherhood leading towards the most positive direction. It stands on the propellers of pluralism, tolerance, coexistence and a rational forethought, thereby surmounting legal viability as an effective tool of dispensing justice. It ensured equal access to opportunities, fundamental rights to practice religion and openness to reach truths and to enter into agreements in a complete restraint from war. It stands upon fundamental theory of coexistence with those people that may have a difference of opinion, race and religion. Covenant of Medina laid the early foundation of the Islamic society to flourish upon the ideals of pacifism, rational forethought and a policy of collective constructive justice. It propounded constructive growth and delineated the narrow ideology of hate and apprehension of fear prevalent at the time. It was the time of lawlessness, turmoil, bigotry, and among hopelessness, the Prophet emerged as the greatest lawgiver this land, this earth has ever seen. He bestowed the means for ever-growing legal consonance of the society as one of the vocal components of human civilization. When the European societies were delved into the wilderness of ignorance, when humanity was lost into the darkness, when human life had no value, Islamic society introduced them to the civic liberties, to the concept of rights, known as the basic human rights system. And those fanatics who ascribe false menaces and fabricated claims with Islam as being the violator of human rights are in the dark. Prejudice must not be confused with the legacy. Charter of Medina successfully compounded mechanism for the governance of the first constituted Muslim society to provide for the butter, merits, fabric, safeguarding lives and standards of the people in the concept of state being the trustee of the confidence, thereby defining a relationship between the hope and existence. People and the state forms a substantial part of the constitution made it great. My fellow citizens, the root purpose for any constitution in the world is to engrave articles for the lawful functioning of a state and to further defend the rights and liberties of people. Misaqy Madina established fruitful basis and a collective aim that is root of the constitutions of the world and will ignite the hope for the rest of the world, for the rest of the legal wisdom to cover this the face of the earth, and to come to this world and will know the feints and the drafting. It has been a matter, a great debate between famous constitution writers such as John Marshall, Evie Dicey, Ivor Jennings, James Madison, Thomas Jefferson, Gouverneur Morris. All of them were unanimous that no constitution can withhold society and nations if it does not represent the segments of the society truly, equitably and fairly in a proportionate manner, with a special emphasis on consultation and in peoples and in matters with regard to government and the common life. The Western world has a high esteem and a sense of privilege for their constitutional achievements, such as Aristotle's Constitution of Athens, the first American Constitution of 1787, the English Bill of Rights, and the Magna Carta of 1215. Wherever none of these were the real constitutions, whereas the Constitution of Medina is concerned. It is a historical legal document, precedes them all by almost 600 years in a written format, more bold and more law-giving, far more bright and inclusive, resting upon the centralism, federalism, and a moral upbringing on the credentials levels of speeches. Islamophobes must be left speechless who attach extremism with Islam and blame it for having suppressed the status for women and minorities. The retribution of this false and fabricated association of infringement of the first Muslim constitution of Medina, and God being the witness, the world has not lived to that extent. The history is witness to genocides, the burning life of women in India, the 19th century practice, not much longer, known as sati. No women given right to vote up until 20th century, even after the Renaissance. And look back into the charter, you will feel the real of the difference, the real difference. The downgrading of caste and cadre system in the subcontinent. And with that, and with this all legacy, where do we stand today? In treating our women, in treating our minorities, in our manner, in our reconciliation, in our way, in our approach, in our tolerance, in our acceptance. Have we ever questioned that why are we being slain? Why our stature is being jolted? Why are we being ridiculed? Because we have made a mockery out of our values. We have forsaken our legacy and compromised upon principles. We have involved in the prejudices and manslaughters. My dear friends, it is up to us now to revive the glorious history of Islam and to stand firm on the grounds of tolerance, acceptance, rule of law, equality, justice from the core of our inner blood, in our flesh, to reclaim the legacy of the Prophet of honor, for fortitude, of pluralism, of divisiveness, of love and affection and harmony, for the long-lasting peace and for the integrity of the Islamic constitutionalism. Thank you.